Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gomansing. We have been following the drug trafficking case against former DPNR Chief Roberto Tapia and other defendants. In the last update, VI Police Sergeant Angel Hill will be allowed to work under certain conditions while awaiting trial. Defense counsels filed several motions for their clients. Now, News 2's April Knight is standing by with the latest update.
Thank you, Sandy. Former DPNR Enforcement Chief Roberto Tapia may be eligible for receiving his retirement benefits, even though he is facing high-profile drug trafficking and Rico charges. The case against Tapia and the other defendants began in May 2013. Tapia was on his way back from St. John on May 17th when he was arrested by federal agents at the Red Hook ferry dock. He was carrying his DPNR-issued sidearm and 7 kilograms of cocaine at the time of his arrest. He was arrested that same evening, May 17th. 1 week later, on May 24th, Tapia submitted a letter of resignation to DPNR effective May 20th, just 3 days after his arrest. DPNR officials did conduct an investigation and eventually concluded with a recommendation to terminate Tapia, but Tapia's retirement documents were filed before the investigation was concluded. But whether or not Tapia retired or was terminated seems irrelevant according to GRS. Even if Tapia were terminated, he would still be entitled to receiving his pension. There is, however, some doubt as to whether GRS received an application for pension benefits from Tapia. Tapia had been in law enforcement for over 20 years, during which time he paid into the retirement system. According to GRS, there is no law that prevents Tapia from receiving his benefits, even if he is found guilty of the charges against him. Again, the trial date for Tapia and other defendants in the 35-count indictment is set for September 30th, the end of this month. Counsels for the defendants have made motions including suppression of evidence and severing their clients from the Rico case. And since the case does involve Rico charges, parties are gearing up for what they anticipate to be a long-drawn trial. And that's all for now. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that, April. Tapia currently remains under house arrest with electronic monitoring. News 2 will keep you up to date on this case. Well, former elections supervisor John Abramson Jr. will be the guest speaker at the Democratic Territorial Committee meeting Saturday. State Chair Cecil Benjamin called for the special meeting at 10 a.m. at both the Department of Education's video conferencing centers on St. Thomas and St. Croix. Abramson will be addressing the group on hosting primary elections, election reforms, and establishing a procedure for candidates running under the Democratic Party banner. The group will also be voting on a due structure plans for next year's elections and amendments to the bylaws. The insurance rates for government employees and retirees are changing come October 1st. With increased premiums for the last several years, the VI's Health Insurance Board opted to shop insurance carriers to help lower rates for retirees. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
Starting October 1, insurance rates for government employees and retirees will change. That's because retirees over the age of 65 will be switched from Cigna to a new plan under United Healthcare.
They will have the same benefits that they had underneath Cigna, which everyone else, the actives and the pre-65 will have. And the post-65 retirees will go to United Healthcare into a Medicare supplement plan. The retirees will still have the ability to go to all of the doctors within the territory and the very well-known clinics on the mainland.
Rising costs forced the VI's Health Insurance Board to shop for lower rates.
For the last 7 years, from 2007 to now, we have seen our health insurance costs increase almost 88%.
Insureds under the United plan will see a drop in rates, while active employees and retirees under 65 will bear a slight increase with Cigna. However, post-65 retirees are sending a letter to Senate President Malone for $3.5 million.
We want to be on something called Plan F.
That plan's not automatic. Plan N is, but that doesn't pay 100% of costs.
Part A, coinsurance, hospital benefits, covered 100%. Sounds exciting. Part A, deductible, covered at another 100%.
Retirees are hopeful the Senate can help, because if not, they'll have to pay in the extra money to get Plan F.
We're happy. that we're still going to have some insurance. I know the governor had put aside a 10% money from the budget for health insurance. So we're asking for the 3.5 plus the 10%, and we think that that would cover us. It's either the Senate is going to pay or we're going to have to pay as individuals.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
All next week, the Division of Personnel will host information sessions throughout the territory, and representatives from United will be present to answer questions. They begin Monday on St. Croix at UVI's Great Hall. Officials say to check the newspapers to find out when your group will be requested. Well, active and retired employments of the government are invited to the second annual Health and Wellness Expo Saturday on St. Croix. It's a day-long event that starts at 10 a.m. at the National Guard Armory Drill Hall. Officials say it's a great opportunity to learn new information and speak to experts who can help with healthier living.
This is a great opportunity for them to get the education that they need, to get the free biometric screenings that will be offered by Cigna, and the health coaches that are there for them, free of charge. And if something else wants to encourage them to come there, I have $5,000 in gift cards and prizes to give away to any retiree or employee that comes through the door, do their health risk assessment and their biometric screenings on site.
The Helping Others in a Positive Environment, or HOPE, organization is hosting the 2013 Caribbean Wellness Day Walk for Life Health Awareness Fundraiser. The purpose of the Walk for Life Walkathon is to recognize Caribbean Wellness Day, a day first set aside in Trinidad and Tobago in 2007 to bring awareness and an end to non-communicable diseases in the Caribbean. The walkathon will take place on Saturday, September 14th, beginning at 6:30 a.m. from the Ivana Udoracan High School to the Charlotte Amalie High School. Well, on Saturday, September 28th, something to put on the calendar, the Virgin Islands Make-A-Wish organization will be hosting its second annual Walk for Wishes 5-kilometer walk run at the Yacht Haven Grand on St. Thomas. You can participate as an individual or get together with family, friends, and colleagues to form a team. Registration fee is $15 for adult runners, $10 for adult walkers, and $5 for children 12 and under. This fee includes a commemorative T-shirt, and 100% of the event's proceeds will benefit the Virgin Islands Make-A-Wish organization. Well, there was cause for celebration this morning at the Charlotte Amalie High School in St. Thomas. The school officially received some donations made by the Rotary Club of St. Thomas to the school's Career Center. What exactly did the center receive? Here are the details.
Today we are here to celebrate and to officially receive from Rotary Club our 15 computers, 2 printers and a scanner for Career Center.
School then came to us and asked originally for some help for some small items, and then about 6 years ago we started doing some bigger projects. This is the third one for the Career Center.
For the kids to really have the best experience in terms of working on the computer and on the internet, they needed upgraded equipment.
President Obama said Friday he's hopeful Secretary of State John Kerry will make progress in talks to secure Syria's chemical weapons. Kerry is in Geneva for a second day working on a Russian proposal for Syria to hand over its stockpile. Danielle Nottingham reports from the White House.
As Secretary of State John Kerry and his Russian counterpart discuss how to secure Syria's chemical weapons, they may be opening the door for peace talks to end the Syrian civil war.
President Obama is deeply committed to a negotiated solution with respect to Syria.
Secretary Kerry said his meetings with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov have been constructive so far. The two huddled for a second day in Geneva, working on a plan for Syria to turn over its chemical weapons arsenal. The White House still wants to keep the option of a limited military strike if Syria stalls or doesn't comply. The administration argues it's helped already.
It is absolutely important for the international community to respond in not only deterring repeated use of chemical weapons, but hopefully getting those chemical weapons outside of Syria.
Former State Department policy advisor John Alterman says despite their differences, the U.S. and Russia have at least one common objective in Syria.
The fact that both the United States and Russia are very concerned with the rise of jihadis coming into this conflict provides the beginning of an opportunity.
The Wall Street Journal reported Friday an elite Syrian military unit is moving the country's chemical weapons to dozens of sites to avoid detection. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, the White House.
Keeping our eye on the economy, retail sales rose less than expected last month, even though Americans are buying more big-ticket items like cars. The Commerce Department says sales went up 0.2% in August, helped by purchases at auto dealerships, which rose almost 1%. But Americans slowed down their spending on clothing, building materials, and sporting goods. Well, coming up on News 2, save the date. Columbus Day, or VIPR, is the 14th of October, but the 46th anniversary of Virgin Islands Puerto Rico friendship will be recognized. Many VIPR festivities are scheduled on St. Croix. A preview of what's to come. The territory mourns the passing of a respected member of the community. Leo Sibley Sr. recently passed away at Schneider Hospital. He was 87 years old. Many remember Leo Sibley as the first Carnival King in 1952. They continued their commitment through Carnival through the Gypsy Troupe and the founding of the Ramblers Club. He's also remembered for his military service and for being a good businessman. He owned a construction company that was quite active in the community's development. Community leaders joined the community in mourning Leo Sibley's death. Governor John DeYoung praises him for his many contributions to the growth of the community. Senate President Sean Michael Malone says his impact cannot be overlooked, and Delegate to Congress Donna Christensen honors him as a giant cornerstone of the Virgin Islands community. Condolences goes out to the Sibley family, including Mrs. Carmen Sibley. Well, notice to WAPA customers, WAPA has scheduled a service interruption on St. Croix on Saturday, September 14th from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Line crews will be replacing a broken pole transfer phase line at the intersection of Work and Rest and South Shore Road. Areas affected by this interruption include a section of Spring Gut, Estate Grenard, and Estate Grange, and Work and Rest. This work is needed to facilitate the broadband project and to reinforce the structures against high winds during the hurricane season. While the work is in progress, WAPA asks motorists to use extreme caution and to observe traffic directions in the area for the safety of the crews and the public. Well, 4 acres of land on the island of St. John was donated to the University of the Virgin Islands. The gift was made by Marva Samuel Applewhite and Gloria Samuel, daughters of James Alfonso Harry Samuel, who owned Estate Zutenval. The 4 acres donated this year adjoins 2 acres the sisters donated to UVI in 2002. And the total 6 acres are valued at more than $1.2 million. UVI's president, Dr. Hall, said while a UVI campus on St. John may be possible in the distant future, initial plans are to build a cultural center on the property to preserve the rich history of the island. Well, it's that time of the year again as the Virgin Islands Puerto Rico Friendship Committee kicks off their annual event. This year marks 49 years of celebration. And News2's Shanika Robinson has more.
Since the 1960s, the Virgin Islands have been celebrating the unique relationship between Virgin Islanders and Puerto Ricans, known as the Virgin Islands Puerto Rico Friendship Day.
This organization was born in 1964. It's 49 years now, and we are getting ready to celebrate our 50th anniversary next year. It was born from the law approved by the legislature of the Virgin Islands, changing the name of Columbus Day, which is the name of the holiday nationwide, to the Virgin Islands Puerto Rico Friendship Day.
Initially starting off as a one-day celebration, the Virgin Islands Puerto Rico Friendship festivities began to grow throughout the years.
For the past maybe 5-6 years, we have been celebrating the entire month, and we have expanded and we have added events and activities to try and bring together the entire community, all the segments of the community.
According to the schedule, this year's VIPR festivities are scheduled to begin on Saturday, September 14th and end on Friday, October 18th. The festivities include dance and music performances, art displays, historical exhibits, music, food, and much more.
We have a religious service that is tomorrow. We start tomorrow. Our kickoff is the religious service in which we try to bring together the religious community and everybody, because this is a time to be together and to first thank God for allowing us to celebrate, and second, requesting his blessings. We invite the community to join us, to come out, enjoy, let's get together, let's recognize not only our Puerto Ricans' contributions, but the contributions of all the members of this community.
Shaniqua Robinson reporting for News 2.
Well, be sure to tune in to News 2 for updates on all the events. Well, just a reminder, the First Friday Business Expo that was postponed due to the weather last Friday is being held at Iggy's at Belongo Bay until 8 p.m. tonight. As we mentioned, this First Friday is a fundraiser for the St. Thomas St. John Partners for Health. Now, Partners for Health has provided funds for the purchase of needed equipment and services for the Schneider Regional Medical Center. Business owners from all over the territory join together to mingle, exchange information, and raise funds. That's First Friday at Iggy's at Belongo Bay. That's going on until 8 p.m. tonight. Well, this week's Pet of the Week is one interesting puppy. His name is Gravy. He's a 4-month-old island mix who is friendly with children, great in the car, and very playful, as you can see. Gravy will definitely make a fun companion. If you're interested in Gravy or in adopting or fostering a shelter animal, be sure to call the Humane Society at 775-0599, or you can go to their website, www.hsstt.com.
Today we have Gravy. He's a very energetic little coconut retriever, as you can see. He's very friendly, as you can see from that as well. He loves to run around and play. He was awesome in the car today. I'm sure he's going to get along fine with kids. He's about 3 to 4 months old, and he is definitely looking for a home. If you're looking for a very playful little dog, I think Gravy is one for you. If you're looking to spay or neuter a pet, please give us a call and let us know. We'll try to help out as much as we can.
Well, Gravy is indeed very, very energetic. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 IQ with the forecast is coming up next.